Hey, what's up, everyone? So, I got some cool little articles here I want you all to start paying attention to. I know it sounds stupid right now. You'll understand in the future, though. So, we need to start paying attention to our space weather. I know it's weird, but there's a couple good channels out there on YouTube. I will link them that I follow. I watch one every day. Every morning, wake up, I watch the video on how the sun came, what solar flares, what earthquakes happen. Yeah, I think you all should too, because this stuff is very important as we get to more consciously and space aware. We need to be more paying attention to what's happening in our solar system. But here we got a couple articles I want to go through. NASA warns of a huge solar flare causing blackouts on Earth. Um, this just happened literally just a couple days ago, where we had actually one of the biggest blackouts that we've ever seen, from a solar flare from the sun, and it was a X 2.7 class eruption from Sunport AR 4087. Disrupts radio signals as the active region rotates towards Earth, risking the risk of more flares ahead. So there's all kinds of things that we'll go over, but astronomers have warned of solar storms and other extreme space weathers over the coming days and weeks as an active part of the sun rotates into view. I always also thought of, like, what if, like, the sun, what if they praised the sun because the sun wiped out all the technology, so they praised the sun as a sun god Ra? I don't know. It's stupid thought. The activity is expected to cause auroras and potential blackouts on Earth, with NASA's Solar Dynamics Observatory recently captured the most powerful eruption in 2025. It was the class X 2.7 flare, highest category possible for a solar flare. That's crazy. The event triggered radio blackouts across parts of the Middle East, and people still wonder why you should keep analog around. High frequency radios were disrupted for around 10 minutes, according to space weather forecast at National Oceanic and Atmosphere Administration (NOAA) in the U.S. NASA noted that the ongoing flares and the solar eruptions are from this region could continue to impact radio communications, electrical power grids, and navigational signals, and pose risk to spacecraft and astronomers. That's pretty wild. And this is the magnetic field, the little field that's protecting us from things. But apparently, I've been reading at some sources that say it's weakening. But I don't know. I feel like it's just changing, because I believe in the whole pole shift thing, where, like, we're just shifting to the other side, and that's why it's like all this weird shit's happening in your reality of, like, people going crazy and things like that. Everything's just going through the shift. Like, you may not really be aware of it, but some of the more higher in tune frequency, like, people that are in tune to that shit, like, we feel it, we know it's here and it's happening, and it's, you can see it just in what's going on in our, like, world, with the Trump administration, with the corruption, with all this coming to light. It's, the shift is here. It's whether you like it or not, we're already in it. If you're here, you made it. Thank you. So thank God. But anyways, let's continue. The sun is currently at its peak of its 11-year activity cycle, known as its solar maximum period. This is a result of the star's magnetic poles flipping, which causes it to transition to an active and stormy state. And this is another reason why I'm, like, big on, like, Elon. I like Elon Musk and where his thoughts are, because if we don't get ourselves off this planet, something like this could just wipe us all out, and then we're done for. We need to think, like, beyond this planet, and start to plan for out there and other places and other things. It's just inedible. We have to preserve us. It's part of evolution. Disruptions from solar flares can be accommodated by auroras from coronal mass ejections. which is when charged particles from the sun pass through the Earth's atmosphere and create colorful displays is known as the northern or the southern lights. This is why you've been seeing them more, and this is why people from like different places are like seeing these weird lights, and it's like this is why the whole thing is happening. We're shifting, the sun's getting more active, like we're like being cranked up a little bit. um, the most active region on the sun is currently rotating to face Earth, leading to forecast of more significant space weather. That's what I'm saying is more people need to pay attention to this. You can watch it every day on YouTube. There's a couple channels. I'll link one in the bottom that I follow. That's my favorite. He's from Colorado. Dude knows what he's talking about. He does his research and he knows. So there are currently up to 5 sunspot regions on the facing side of the sun, with a new apparently magnetic unpolar region rotating into view over the space station or over the southeast horizon or southeast solar horizon. The observers noted that the sunspot could lead to supercharged auroras as it lines up with Earth. This is getting intense. Yeah, it is, man. It is. And then this came out a couple days ago on the 14th. This was that big solar flare. There's a little video I want to show here. It's very cool. Right here, you can see that little. Look at that thing. That's what we're looking at, is this solar flare. And so there's there's people that know what they're talking about and watch this on a daily, watch every little thing that pops up. But it's just interesting to see this and how we can see this in real time almost anymore. But this is just what we have to pay attention to. And unleashed a powerful X-class solar flare from a newly emerging sunspot. Eruption packed at 4:25 a.m., triggering a strong R3 level radio blackouts across Europe, Asia, and Middle East, the sunlit side of the Earth at the time. As a spot, because that was lit, and we were, oh man, wow, that's crazy. And so that place was lit, so they got hit, and we didn't. Oh man, wow. Solar flares of this magnitude are uncommon, according to the Space Weather Prediction Center. Yeah. Solar flares are ranked by strength in 5 classes. So we got A, B, C, M, and X. Interesting. How do we go from C to M to X? Some research I'll have to find out. And with each step representing a tenfold increase in energy. Ooh, whoa, hold on. A recent X flare clocked in at 2.7, placing it at the lower end of the most powerful solar flare class. Oh, no. Oh, man. Look at that. Look at that hit. Look how far that flare goes out, man. Look how bright that thing got. That's wild. The eruption sent out blasts of X-rays and extreme ultraviolet radiation hurling towards Earth at the speed of light, rapidly ionizing the upper atmosphere. This sudden change disrupted high-frequency radio signals, leading to communication dropouts for some radio operators across affected regions. Jesus, look at that. Just because it happened to be lit. Wow, man, that's crazy. Dude, this place would have been, people would have been freaking out. There may have been associated coronal mass ejection, massive plumes of the solar plasma and magnetic field accompanying the X flare. Through it is yet to be confirmed. Can spark geomagnetic storms and vibrant auroras if they collide with Earth's magnetic field. But with the AR still near the sun's edge, our planet is out of the line of fire for now. Yeah. Huh. Oh, if this activity continues, once in this region faces us directly next week, any future eruptions could pack a punch to the geomagnetic activity and or chances. Okay. And then, yeah, that was that. And then we don't know how bad it could get. Yeah, no, it's true. They really don't. Um, and I think this is just another article talking about it, about space weather. Um, is this, the models and, let's see, what is this thing? Discover orbits about 1 million miles, positioned between the sun and Earth. So is this what they're using, the Discover satellite? Parking sun observing satellites at L5, L4, and L3 won't be cheap, but it is very much possible according to. Oh, okay, I see. That would give us maximum. That would. Oh, yeah, yeah. I see what he's saying now. Parking one here, there, and there, and there. It's perfect. Why waiting 50 years might be too late. He's true there. We should not wait any longer. We have to get on top of this before it's too late. I don't know. And then this, I thought that was funny. So the U.S. just ran a solar storm emergency drill. Yeah. Yep. So after all that, they were like, "Oh no, 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 we gotta get prepared." A unique, multi-agency exercise showed how ill-prepared we are for unfavorable space weather. Yep. And so this is where all the bunker people that have like bunkers and the doomsday preppers are like, I told you so. And they're wearing a tinfoil hat time, bro. I need a tinfoil hat. A tinfoil hat time, bro. These motherfucking bunker people are like, they're gonna tell you I was right. They're gonna tell you the whole time. The hoarders that have been hoarding silver, gold, and copper, and be like, this is what it was for. The ones that have tools, yep, they knew all along. I just think that's kind of crazy. Let's go over this one. A group of participants from several U.S. agencies took part in a first of its kind exercise that tested their preparedness for severe solar storm, revealing major cracks in scientists' ability to forecast space weather, which could put crucial systems at risk. And that's right. A lot of people don't, you know, they aren't even aware of this. Like, most people I talk to aren't even sort of like space weather. Fuck you talking about, bro? I'm like the sun, bro. The thing that gives you everything. If it wasn't beaming its light for us, we wouldn't be here, man. We should probably pay attention to it. But that's just me. Space Weather Operations Research and Mitigation Swarm Task Force, an interagency group that includes the NOAA and the Department of Homeland Security, organized a space weather exercise aimed at bettering understanding the U.S. government's preparedness for impending solar storm. The results were recently published in a report which highlighted significant limitations in space weather forecasting. The exercise was held from May 8th to 9th in 2024. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Cool. Interesting. So we're just now hearing about this after that. Interesting. So they must know. They must have some like back end knowledge. I wonder if they're already they must be already got to be planning for this. APL, Maryland, FEMA. Yeah, of course. The space weather scenario was organized into 4 modules, including series of solar events that resulted in an adverse effects on our system and Earth and in space. I'm just thinking of this. What if this is the whole Golden Dome thing that Trump's been on lately? This would make sense. Because he's been talking all about protecting people from there. And I wonder if it's not just the missiles that he's going up there to prepare, everything that he wants to prepare from. I think it's this too. I think he wants to prepare for something that hits our. Interesting. This reminds me also of the Simpsons movie where they're in the dome. Yeah. Yeah. Simpsons seems to get a lot right lately. Hmm. Anyways, one of the modules that took place in the future scenario taking place over 8 days. Blah blah blah. Um, Largest geometric storm in more than 20 years took place around the same time as the exercise on May 10th. A G5 or extreme geometric storm hit Earth. So even when they were testing this, we got hit. You gotta remember something interesting. It's just true. It's showing the cracks in our whole system because this is something that like recent people and stuff weren't even aware of or didn't even care to think of. Like most people you ask don't care to think about this stuff, but bro, one of those, one of those, where's he at? One of those right there, man. Like that's what stronger. Like that's us. Bye bye. Like that's us fried in a microwave. Like that's Thanos snap, bro. We gone. Our little meat suits ain't gonna survive. I just want people being more aware of that. I will link that guy's channel. I watch his stuff every day, every single morning. That's the first thing I do when I'm making my warm tea. Is I am watching his and seeing what happened with the sun all while I was asleep and what's gonna happen in the future, hopefully. But the guy's great. Just some things I want people to be more aware of is the whole solar system and space weather and stuff. We just it's about time, y'all. It's about time. Quit caring about the simpler. Care about your own weather, but care about this a little bit more. This is a little bit more important. This affects the whole system that we all live a part of. Um, but yeah, it's just something that it's about time. It's inevitable for the evolution to the species to start caring about things that are more broad and far out, I guess. So, rad. See you all later, though. Okay, y'all have a good day. All right, bye bye.